Привет всем! Вернулась я, Janie, и это How Janie Learned Russian. So last week, I promised you I left you hanging off the edge of a cliff. I know you've just been staring at your YouTube screen for the past week, obsessing over what my exciting news was going to be. So I am back and I'm going to be sharing with you really exciting news. I'm really excited about this new format because, like I said, over this past year, I've done a lot of soul searching about what I want to do with my YouTube channel. What do I want to do with my teaching? Do I even want to keep teaching? Do I even care about Russian anymore? You know, all the typical midlife crises type things. And I came back and like really determined to do good stuff this year with my channel. So, like I said, as many of you know, I wrote this textbook that I had been working on with for years and kind of compiled all my teaching materials over the years into a textbook. It's full of my nerdy humor and exercises and teaching cases the way I think cases need to be taught. In a very milk before meat way and with humor and Soviet propaganda and all sorts of fun stuff. So I have those over on my Patreon page in either ebook format, so a PDF, or you can actually buy a physical book as well. And I will obviously put the information about that down in the description below. But the idea was that I was going to create a course to go with it. So a video, and we go through the book like page by page, and it's almost like you're in my classroom. So I really wanted to have it. And, I had these lofty aspirations of, well, I'll put it behind a paywall and then people will pay to do the course and blah, blah, blah. And I just like, I came over here to my WordPress and I'm just like, I can't. I can't figure out the plugins that are needed to do all of this paywall stuff and whatever. And so guess what, people? I'm just going to make it free. I'm going to go back to the basics of why I started my YouTube channel back in 2015. And that is to teach Russian and to teach it in a way that's like accessible to anybody outside of a classroom. So my channel was originally just made for my students. Anybody who didn't follow what we covered in class, if they couldn't keep up with the rest of the class, they could go home and just watch my videos after class. Well, and then it kind of, and I feel like I went through a phase where I did my music and blah, blah, blah. And I got too caught up in the stuff that I don't actually care about. And the thing that I care about is teaching. So that's what I'm doing. This is how my channel will change. I just want to do what I love, and that is teaching and sharing with you my nerdy obsession with all things Russian. That's it. That's what I want to do. And that's the magical thing that happens when you get to your 40s. I can't wait for all of you to experience this joy. You kind of just don't care anymore. You're just like, I just want to do what I want to do. And I don't really care if people like it or not. Like, this is what I like. I'm going to do it. So my videos are not going to be fancy anymore. They're going to need editing. I'm going to be weird. I'm going to be my normal weird self. I'm going to go off on tangents. I may sneeze or scratch my nose. And you know what? I just want to give you the experience of being with me in an actual college classroom. I used to teach in multiple universities and I did a good job at it. And students loved it. And I changed many lives through the magical world of learning a language, through the magical world of Russian culture. And I intend to keep doing it here on the channel. So that means all of the accompanying videos to go with my textbook will be free. And they're going to, so this is my new approach to life. It's KISS, right? So in English, we would say, keep it simple, stupid, but I'm just going to call it keep it simple, suka, which if you know Russian, you'll see why this is funny. So keep it simple, suka. Like that's what I'm doing. I am keeping it simple. I cannot deal with the WordPress and the website and the blah, blah, blah. So I'm just putting the accompanying videos for free on YouTube. And then if you like the content, then great. You can go over and buy the textbook over on Patreon. Also, the videos are going to release as if it was a Monday, Wednesday, Friday college class. Granted, most language courses at the beginning levels are like 4 days a week, but it's okay. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, college course. So all of us working, busy professionals can just, come, and it's going to be the same it would be as if you were in a college course. The only difference is you can obviously do it on your time. and just follow the videos, follow along in the textbook. And I'm a big believer of like writing stuff out with my hand, not just staring at a screen. Call me crazy. So if you get the PDF, you can print that out, or you can get the hard copy and I mail it to you in the mail, and you get to sit there with your little pen. So we will be working through this textbook together with all of my nerdy humor and all my interesting little tidbits and so on and so forth. So what you can do is you can go over to my Patreon page. Again, the link is in the description, and you can buy the textbook or not. You can also just watch the videos and not actually have the textbook. Granted, I'm a big believer in the power of doing something, not just passively sitting and watching a video. So you do you, I'll do me. But the good news is the videos are just going to be here on YouTube, and it's getting back to what I love, which is just, dude, I love the Russian language. I'm just going to put it on the internet for free like I did 10 years ago. Holy crap, that's insane. 10 years ago, I was just like, hey, people might want to learn the Russian alphabet. Okay, I'll put it in. And the quality of those videos is horrific, and I'm like coughing. But guess what? That's going to happen in these new videos because ain't nobody got time for editing. Ain't nobody got time for special effects. You want entertainment? There's a million other YouTube channels that will do that for you. That's not me. I'm not going to do catchy, attention grabbing, blah, blah, blah. No, I don't care. You come here, it's going to be good, old fashioned teaching classroom experience. So I hope you're okay with that. So anyway, how would you buy that? Like I said, it's on my Patreon, and you can go down in the link below. Please, 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 please buy it on the website and not through the app. The app charges you like 40% more, and I don't get why. So please save yourself money and buy it on the website. You can buy the PDF. Canada, man, it's hard. I feel bad for you. You guys have tariffs or something, like when you get stuff sent to you from the United States. So Canada, I'm sorry, I have to charge a little bit more because it costs money, and then there's like some weird custom stuff. And then, or you can also get a hard copy as well. So, but just get ready. But wait, there's more. Okay. So not only are we going to have this feeling of a classroom happening in videos on YouTube on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Okay. So maybe you need a little bit more practice and a little bit more interaction. Guess what? I am now going to be doing group classes. So I've been doing one-on-one tutoring for so long, but I was just getting too many tutoring inquiries and requests. I could not keep up, and it was just getting too tricky. So I'm going to now do most of my teaching in the group class format. So essentially, for the price of one tutoring session with me, you'll get a monthly membership of like as many classes as you want to go to. And the cool thing is those group classes, and I experimented. That was the other thing I was doing in this past year, is I was experimenting with group class format, and it was awesome. I'm a big believer in the group class format because you can learn so much from other students who are just slightly ahead of you. That's really informative, and it's really interesting to hear other people's mistakes, because otherwise you kind of just live in an echo chamber, and it's up to your teacher to correct you, or you never necessarily learn. So here's an example calendar. The blue is like an intermediate level, and then the A1, A2, the red font, is the beginning level, and it will go very much along with my textbook that I wrote. So if you're doing the textbook, great. You can actually tune in to class on some of these days and interact with me, interact with the other students, and put those concepts to use. Because I'm sorry, without speaking, no matter how much you are reading or writing, the speaking is the ultimate test of your knowledge. Can you speak under pressure? If not, you're not fluent. That's it. End of story. So, so yeah, you'll have multiple options of when you can tune in. And for anybody who can't make it to that class, guess what? It'll be recorded and it'll be available to you over on Patreon. So more details will be available over on my Patreon. In addition to these group classes, you'll also get kind of for the B2 level. So not so much for the A1 level, because they're beginners, they're using my textbook for a lot of the content. But for the B1, B2 level, we're going to use Russian movies as our launching point for what we talk about. And you'll get a vocab list, and you'll get, different exercises, and then we'll come to class. And as you can see on the calendar here, a lot of what we talk about will be based on the grammar that we need and the vocabulary that we need in order to talk about the film. So I think that that's going to be really fun. And I already have a lot of students who I think are going to fit really nicely into this level. Okay, so this semester, this college classroom experience of Monday, Wednesday, Friday videos is going to be starting on September 10th. And then the group classes will start September 17th. And those first 2 weeks of classes in September are going to be free. So all you have to do is just be a follower or like a member of like my Patreon. So you don't even have to pay money. You just say, oh, I'm following her, or I'm a patron. And I will give free access to everybody for 2 weeks. And then the membership part will start later on in October. So that is what is coming up. Like I said, more information will be available on Patreon. And that's what's going on in my life. And I really look forward to seeing you all. And I really look forward to getting back to the basics of what I love, which is teaching and helping people learn Russian and change their life through the magic of learning about a different culture, a different language, and not even just change your life, change your brain and, prolong your ability to learn new information and be excited and curious about the world. So please join me on that journey. I very much look forward to it. And we're just going back to the basics, old school Russian class with тетя Janie. Хорошо. Это все на сегодня. Пока-пока.